Good evening. We call to order this regular meeting of the West Valley City Council. We note that we have a quorum present. Councilman Vincent is not here, but all other council members are. We will begin our meeting by turning to Councilman Bueller for an opening ceremony.
Thank you, Mayor. I would ask this evening that all of us rise and repeat the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, my teacher said that. I believe in God and the United States.
Thank you. Next, I believe that we have at least one scout here. We'd invite him to come forward, your troop number, your school, and what you're working on in your scout progress.
My troop number is 741. My name is Zach. And what was the name?
School,
Matheson currently.
Matheson, and what are you working on?
One of the citizen ones.
Citizenship in the community, I'll bet.
Yes. One
Yes.
I don't know that much.
That's what almost all of them are working on. Okay. And no other scouts here. So next on our agenda are the minutes. So the minutes of September 22nd. If they're ready for approval, a motion from the council.
Mayor, I move for approval of the 7 minutes.
And second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the minutes. Any further discussion? They're okay as they're written. Seeing no further discussion, we'll vote on that. All in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. The minutes are approved. Next, we have the introduction of our youth city council members. I'm told that, let's see, Leslie Hudson is going to take care of that. If you would come forward and introduce them.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council members. Thank you so much for having us here tonight. It's really an exciting moment for these students. I am Leslie Hudson. I've been working for West Valley City for just short of 3 years and have been given the responsibility of mentoring a youth city council. This year, the 2015-16 West Valley City Youth City Council is made up of 14 high school age students who live in West Valley City. Current membership includes students from Granger, Hunter, and Skyline High Schools. School principals or teachers, returning YCC members, city employees, or committee members referred the majority of these students to us. They have been selected for membership based on their sincere interest in learning about government, leadership development, exploration of political and community issues, as well as performing community service while representing the young people of West Valley City in the most positive way possible. The goal of the Youth City Council is to focus on giving its members firsthand experience with the governmental process here in West Valley City by determining issues of concern to the youth, observing and possibly participating in city council meetings, and attending youth educational conferences. In the past, we've gone to conferences such as the Utah Local Day at the Legislature and the Power Prevention Conference. This year, it is hoped that we'll be able to reintroduce a format after the City Council. So what we want to do is use our format to follow your format. And the Youth City Council members are anxious to learn about municipal level government and to be given an opportunity to participate in the democratic process. The 2015-2016 Youth City Council will elect members to serve in the various capacities: mayor, mayor-elect, council district and at-large representatives, YCC manager, and YCC recorder. The second major aspect of the Youth City Council is community service. The group plans to select and participate in a variety of activities this year. As an example, members have already helped out with several city events such as West Fest, National Night Out, Clean and Beautiful Committee projects, Trees of Diversity, all those kinds of events. These outstanding students are fine examples of West Valley youth, and they're anxious to do all they can as ambassadors to represent West Valley City's youth in the most positive possible light. Thank you. Now what I'm going to do is have them come up and introduce themselves to you. Okay, so if you guys want to come up.
Hello and good evening. My name is Noel Mulia Moreno and I am a freshman at Granger High School.
My name is Sydney Bell and I'm a junior at Granger High School.
Hello, my name is Nelson Lotz and I'm a junior at Granger High School.
Hi, I'm Serena Ashwin and I'm a junior at Skyline High School.
Hi, I'm Yelena Dragicevic and I'm a freshman at Granger High School. Hello, good evening. My name is Neela Mungia and I'm a junior at Granger High School.
Thank you for coming and visiting us. Good to meet you. At least. Thank you. And I believe they want you to have a picture taken, so if you'll come just kind of swing right around the middle here. And he'll take a picture and thank you very much. We certainly appreciate your interest in city government. That is the government that touches and has perhaps the most routine, common daily interaction and influence on the citizens of our community. Next we go to our comment period. Comment period is for citizens to come and share with us their thoughts, concerns, complaints, whatever it might be. It is not for debate, but certainly for those who wish to participate. We have had, I'm guessing, 2 people sign up. They're both on the same line, Jacob Stahl and Ann Stahl. And if you'd like to come forward, why?
I'm not coming forward, Dad. I'm not coming.
I didn't know if you put both your names down, if you were going to sing a duet or what, you know.
We'd like to discuss having the street
I'm going to help
turn
you.
signal put into 4100 South.
By
and
Valley.
By Valley Junior High, the 3200 West. A lot of the students trying to get to school are constantly late for school because only 1 or 2 cars are able to get through that street.
And they have to get through the yellow and red light just to get across.
And so that's on 3500 South,
3200 West and
3200 West,
Hey, Jordan, look.
and 4100 South. Okay. Oh, Valley, I'm sorry. I was thinking West thing, I said it. Couldn't-
She here.
So, and it's coming from which direction?
The east and west flow.
Both east and west?
Yeah, during the morning times. It is.
Now, if you're going east, it's a right-hand turn, so you're okay there, right?
And getting through that street corner, most of the time, there's 1, maybe 2 cars that are able to get through before the light changes. And so it's always been that.
Anything else you'd like to add? You have plenty of time. There's someone who wanted to add. Well, I bet it wasn't about the traffic light.
No, that's our main concern is there's no way to get through there without sitting forever, and so the kids are always late. And when we talked to the principal, and that at the school, they said even the teachers have had problems getting through there, that they avoid that street corner.
Thank you very much. Now, I believe that was the only ones who had signed up. Was there
I want
anyone
to
else?
take a picture.
Okay. Then with that, we conclude our public comments. We go now to our city manager for any comments.
Thanks, Mayor. I don't really have any comments tonight. I will just address a comment to the gentleman who was up here for a second. I'll go look into that. For some reason, I thought we were changing that signal to have a left turn there, and I haven't looked at it for a while or asked our Public Works Department or anybody else about it, but I'll go back and check on progress on that. And I could be wrong, so I don't want to raise false hopes, but I thought for some reason we actually were changing that signal with the left-hand turn in there, so I'll take a check of that.
Okay. Then to the council, any comments? Councilman Bueller.
If I could, thank you. So, and I'll address that intersection as well. We had discussed it before, and so I don't know what has happened with that. My children stopped going to Valley, and it kind of dropped off my radar because it is a big issue there. Also, not just the east and west traffic, but bringing kids out of school in the afternoon, backing way up on 32nd West as you can't get through the intersection going north. So we need to look at that entire intersection. Also, I want to address the Youth Council. Thank you for being here. We're glad that you're involved in the activities and things we have going on in the city. I personally would be thrilled to hear from you more, see you more, more often. If you have concerns, to get a hold of us or to come during this comment period and let us know what concerns the youth have with our city, the direction things are taking, things need to be improved. Sometimes, we know that we don't have all of the good ideas, and fresh perspective, especially from young people, can be very helpful and keep us kind of on our toes as well. So thank you for being here and thank you for participating in that. That's all I have there.
Councilman Rushton.
I'll be brief because both things were said, but yes, I know on the 4100 South issue, we at least have a lot of data on it, as I know we've commissioned different studies and different simulation things, so we'll at least have some good information for whatever course of action is taken. Second of all, to address the Youth City Council, I echo the thanks for being here tonight. Good to see you. From the plans that were laid out tonight, sounds like you have an ambitious year with projects and things coming on, but I would like to challenge our Youth City Council to come up with an actual resolution or something that you actively write and debate and pass through your group that can eventually come to our City Council, and that we can debate, modify, or amend and pass or not pass at some point. I mean, in our city, we've declared days, Hank Price Day. We've had resolutions declaring families to stay home and eat dinner with their children days. We've even passed resolutions that are a little more weighty, to where we've encouraged all drivers in West Valley City to not idle their cars during the winter months. And so I would challenge you to have that as a goal, to have a resolution or something that you can debate and pass and deliver to this body for further action. Thank you.
Anything else? If not, then we'll go to the next item on our agenda, and this is where we do a public hearing. For the information of those of you here attending, we have addressed all of these issues in a previous council meeting where we studied these items in a little more depth. So you will see that perhaps we don't spend a lot of time on them here. It's because this is the second time that we have heard them, and will be the final time before we decide whether we will take action on them by vote. And so, just for your information, that's where we are. We'll begin with this issue, which is a resolution adopting the amendments to our impact fee facilities plan and impact fee analysis. We've already done that, but at the time there were two streets that were not or two sections of two streets that were not included. Things changed on those streets, and so we will now be including those. And so we ended up purchasing those roads, and these This amendment will add those 2 additional facilities on 4800 west from the 201 to frontage road to 2400 south, and then the second from 2400 south from 48th west to 5100 west. So these will be added, does not change our impact fees. So that's where we are on this issue. With that, we hold a public hearing in conjunction with items such as this. So the next item we will do is to declare open a public input portion of our meeting and invite anyone who is here to speak on this issue to come forward to the microphone. Is there anyone here who would like to speak on this issue? Seeing no one move or no hands go up or anything, why, I'll make the assumption that there is no one here to speak on this issue. With that, then, I will close the public input portion. We will now come back to the council, and we will put before the council resolution number 15-158, which will adopt these amendments for impact fees, facilities plan and analysis. To the council.
Mayor, I move for approval of resolution 15-158.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
We've got a second. It's properly before us. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, that's what I'm talking about by going fairly quickly. We will place it for a vote. All in favor of approving resolution 15-158, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed saying, or excuse me, I'm going to stop. Yeah, she put her hand up to her lips and I made a mistake. I have to do that vote differently. We will take a roll call vote. So we turn to our city recorder.
Councilman Link,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Yoon,
Yes.
Councilman Rushton,
Aye.
Councilman Norfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion is approved.
Motion passes unanimously, actually. Okay, I'll try and remember that through the rest of this, but we'll see. Next item on our agenda is an ordinance, ordinance 15-32. This is actually a fairly small item. We approved a change to our late fees on our utility billing, and as it turns out, we missed one section of the code. Although we had already approved it, we do have to approve it again to this section of the code to make sure that it's consistent in all sections of the code. The utility fee was changed from a percentage to a fixed amount. That is the item before us, and there is no public hearing on this, so we'll go directly to the council for their comments or action.
Mayor, I move for approval of ordinance 15-32.
Second.
We have a motion and a second before us. Any further discussion or comments? Seeing none, then we'll turn to our city recorder for a roll call vote.
Councilman Norfelt,
Yes.
Councilman Rushton,
Aye.
Councilman Yoon,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilwoman Link,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. Next is our section on resolutions. We have resolution 15-159. This is to approve an amendment to our interlocal agreement between our city and the other members of the Jordan River Commission. And it makes changes to the composition of the governing board, technical amendments to procedural processes. We note that we have a member of the council who is on that commission, Councilman Rushton, and is familiar with this in depth. With that introduction, we'll turn to the council for further comment or action.
Mayor, I'll move for approval of resolution 15-159.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll turn to our city recorder for the roll call vote.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Hume,
Yes.
Councilman Rushton,
Aye.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, then we next have Resolution 15-160 to approve an amendment with Salt Lake County for the Zoo Arts and Parks Fund, or ZAP Fund, that they have authorized $65,000 for the Utah Cultural Celebration Center. And in conjunction with that, it is their standard practice to have an interlocal agreement that designates that this will be used for educational programming, workshops, festivals, celebrations and concerts, and gallery exhibitions. That is this item that is before us. And so to the council now for comment or action.
I move for approval, resolution 15-160.
We have a motion and a second properly before us. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, we'll turn to our city recorder for a roll call vote.
Councilman Rushton,
Aye.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Hume,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Next we have Resolution 15-161. This is an authorization to purchase computer equipment from VLCM, a company, for the Maverick Center. And this is equipment that is related to, as I recall, for ticketing, an aging computer system for ticketing and facility management. And as you'll see next week, we'll have some more items relating to this as well. So this is $100,000 approximately for the lease proceeds. And with that then, we will place it to the council for comment or action.
To go that way.
Mayor, I move for approval of resolution 15-161.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second before us. Any further comment? Seeing no further comment, we'll place it for a vote. We'll turn to our city recorder for the roll call vote.
Councilman Hume,
Yes.
Councilman Rushton,
Aye.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. That completes the resolution, or excuse me, we have one more resolution. And this is 15-162 to approve an agreement with UDOT to replace pipe culverts crossing I-215. I-215 is being resurfaced, reworked, and while they're doing that, it is much cheaper and easier to do with the construction to replace those culverts that go underneath the freeway. And those are in need of replacement, so it's a good time to do it. With that introduction, we are setting aside $100,000 from our stormwater utility to cover any possible contingencies. It should run an estimated cost of about $76,000. With that, then I'll place it before the council for comment.
Mayor, I move for approval of 15-162.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further comment or discussion? Seeing none, we'll turn to our city recorder for a roll call.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Hume,
Yes.
Councilman Rushton,
Aye.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
I'll go in.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Next, under new business, we have application S19-2015. It was filed by Suburban Land Reserve, and this was on final plat approval of a piece of property in Lake Park Place. And it's on the corner of Parkway Boulevard and Lake Park Boulevard, zoned M and BRP. This subdivision, it's called a subdivision, it's a piece of ground, approximately 23 acres. It's going to be divided from one into two lots, one of over 12 acres and one of about 10. And so along with that, there's some access issues that will be evaluated during that process as well. This request is what we are dealing with. We'll now place it to the council for comment or action.
Mayor, I move for approval of application S-19-2015.
We have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's properly before us. Do we have any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll place it for a vote. We'll turn to our city recorder for a roll call vote.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
Councilman Rushton,
Aye.
Councilman Hune,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilwoman Link,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, thank you. Next, we come to our consent agenda. These are items that are of such a routine nature that it is unlikely that there will be any comment or discussion. However, it is the right of any council member to request that an item be dealt with separately. On our consent agenda, we have resolutions 15-163, 64, 65, 66. Let's see, there's the first one's a perpetual utility easement. Two are utility easements for Kern River gas transmission and setting this fees compensation for the municipal general election for our poll workers. Without further discussion, unless someone makes a motion, we'll accept the motion to approve or consider them all.
Mayor, I would move that we approve the 4 resolutions comprising our consent agenda tonight.
Second.
We have a motion and a second before us. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll go for a roll call vote on our consent agenda.
Councilman Rushton,
Aye.
Councilman Hune,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
and Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, that concludes our business, our scheduled business for today. Any final comments? If not, we'll entertain our final motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. We are adjourned. Thank you.